People could look at that and say, oh, we'll just do a forum, we'll do a message board, we'll create a community. It's very, very difficult because you have to have a network effect, and that is that people believe that everyone else is already on it. Everyone else is on it, so I need to be on it too. We do all these things, right? We have the publishing, we have the events, we have the magazine, all that. Yes, we also have a forum. It's called dailyfunder.com. So I started that as well back in 2012. So that's what, nine years ago. And you were talking about gaming forums, right? So it was the same kind of concept. There was a forum before Daily Funder that people in the small industry I was working in went on to every day and posted on. And I was a member of it. I was a very active member. And I think it had a lot of weaknesses because no one was sure who owned it. And the moderation was kind of extreme. You can't say this, you can't do that, I can't talk about this, right? It's like, okay, all right, we're trying to do business and have fun at the same time, and it became difficult, and we didn't even know who we were answering to. And because the industry was so small, it was mainly people from the New York City area, and I was friendly in person with some of the other members on the site, and I said, let's just make our own. Anyone can make a forum, right? So I started, the Daily Funder forum. We got some of the top members to move over to our forum, and I wasn't even thinking business. You know what I mean? At the time, again, it was kind of like the blog, right?
Yeah.
This needed to exist, and it existed, and we loved it and used it, but it was just not operated in an ideal fashion. So yeah, this became part of like the ecosystem, so to speak, but almost out of this sort of independent little thing. And it became very popular with the broker community to communicate with each other. And so deBanked was all about me and some of the writers who worked for me to put information out there for people to consume. But the forum allowed people to have those communications with each other.
Right.
And it was, and it still is, a very popular online forum. It's been around forever. And so, yeah, we took it over, I guess that was just a year ago or so, right? Where we went from owning half of it to owning the whole thing. And I think there was some belief in the beginning that we were just going to fold it into deBanked. And it's something I thought about, just combine it, make it deBanked too. And I think part of the reason why we didn't do that is because the two things kind of serve independent purposes. deBanked is a brand of which we can fully control the content because it's us and we have full editorial discretion. Whereas the Daily Funder is user-generated content where the industry controls the conversation. Now, sure, there's moderation, when people get out of line or, use profanity or something, right? But they kind of dictate what they want to talk about.
Right.
And so the plan is to keep them separate for the time being. And I do have plans for what we're going to do next with the forum. Part of that was kind of shelved because of COVID. And we focused more on, let's do, video with deBanked. But there's a lot of value in people communicating with each other. And I know this because we see it in our analytics. I talked about analytics earlier in our conversation. I look at my analytics every day. And I don't just mean Google Analytics, like how many visitors did we get? I care about that, but I care about things like time on site. How many pages did they look through? And if everyone looked at one page and then left, and they're all there for 10 seconds, and I had 1 million visitors, I didn't really build anything. People are spending more time on Daily Funder on average than they spend on Facebook or Instagram for a session, not cumulative for a day. But if they go to Daily Funder, they spend more time on Daily Funder in a single session than they will on Facebook or Instagram. And that's very powerful. And so I continue to think about ways that we can enhance the communication side of the industry speaking with each other without ruining it, and also thinking about how that type of conversation is going to evolve, because I don't know that the future is, like you said, an internet message board. You know what I mean? it's going to evolve. And so I come into the office every day thinking about where can we take this forum, what makes it special, and grow it to the next level, because I'm sure somebody out there is thinking a way to do that. And I want to be first.
Absolutely. I mean, user-generated content is so key in the online marketing mix. People talking to each other is a huge value add for the consumer experience. So in a way, I'm wondering, why aren't more publishers or even brands doing this, creating their own message board that's controlled within their own environment to allow people to do that more?
Yeah, so it's because it's very hard, and it requires a network effect. And I was very fortunate to have started it very early,
right,
when the industry was very small and there was no place to go. And it helped greatly that I knew a lot of the original members in person.
Right.
Because these weren't anonymous people.
Yeah.
You knew the conversation was genuine, and you knew these were actual people, not bots, right? Who knew what they were talking about. Or at least they knew the business. And so, I mean, people could look at that and say, oh, we'll just do a forum. We'll do a message board. We'll create a community. I think people talk about creating communities all the time.
Right, yeah.
It's very, very difficult because you have to have a network effect. And that is that people believe that everyone else is already on it. And that causes them to join. And it just compounds the effect of everyone else is on it, so I need to be on it too. And so I had first mover advantage in that regard, because all the brokers in the business finance space who are offering these new products really wanted to talk to other people. And guess what? There's only one place that they were. And so, and so that was key. So if you're thinking out there, how do I make a community? You can't build it and they will come. It has to be true. Everyone else has to already be on it.